welcome to another video. On this one we've got another bit of fabrication to do. You see the where it used to be a big hole there, now with the firewall is now a panel. So you'll see how we build that and fabricate that using the bead roller. I'm still getting the hang of the bead roller, still the lines aren't still as crisp along the top there. I think I should make a guide for it really, but it is better than a hole and flat panel. The flat panel would vibrate and bounce about, and you'll see in the video once I start putting pressings into it using the bead roller how much stronger a flat piece of metal becomes. It's incredible. It's a great piece of kit. Yeah, well, keep watching and we'll see what you think of what I do this time. Okay, next challenge on the Escort quest is we make a bulkhead behind the seat here. So this one's all been chopped out for goodness knows what reason in the past, so I think I'm just going to make a solid one because it's a solid one will be better anyway for strength, and then we'll mess around with the bead roller, put some sort of beads into it. May have to make it in two pieces so I can get a bead roller all the way where we need it. So I think what I'll do first is remove what's left of the original one and then make a template up to fill a gap. Right, there we go, that's it removed at last. So change your tactic on the taking it out, just using the grind in the end to thin out the metal and then peel it off. It's so thin that the spot weld cutter was just too easily going through the lot of it. And over here, goodness knows, there are spot welds left, right and centre. So that's out and cleaned up. So next thing is to work out our sizes. Right, let's see if we can come up with a basic plan for this then. So we are looking a total width of 110 centimetres, so 1100 mil. So we've got a basically like that, so 1100 over there. 13 and a half, 13 and a half, 13 and a half. A bit of flex on that, but it should be 13 and a half. Put along by the looks of it, flex down to suit that. What's that in millimetres? That is 345, I think. 3, 4, 5. Yes. So there's our totals. Let's work out along the centre here. This has actually got a bit of a shape to it. It tucks in on itself here, so if we allow for yes, what should we do here? Let's go with that. 980,000 Let's go with 1,000 then across the bottom, and then we can see if we can scribe it into the corners. And we're looking at 200 to the to where the bend starts. So between there and there, that's about 200 mil there. So 190 perhaps. Okay, so 190 to there. And what I'll do then is I'll cut that basic shape out to allow for a lip across the bottom here as well. Lip. And then I'll make up a cardboard template for the coat to work out exactly how to come around these corners. Righto, bit of card. Unfortunately it's not quite tall enough to go right to the top of the parcel shelf, but it will go across the bottom there, so that'll do us. If we can slide that across there and scribe that in somehow, that should do us. So let's just start off with something like that to get us going and see where we end up. Oh, that's a good start. That'll do us nicely. So there's our piece cut out, ready to go. There's our plan. So what I've got that marked off now on the bottom for, so that's 345 from there to there. And the bit you just saw me making up, or scribing into place, is that there. So what we can do now is scribble around that, but I'm going to allow sort of extra a few mil, so I can then turn that around. So there you go. So that's the cut line, and then that'll be my tipping line. So I want to put a flange on this, tipping it forwards, just to put a bit of strength on there, and simply turn the plan over and done the same over there. So the next thing to do, I think, is work out some sort of a plan on the sheet itself to work out what I can do with the bead rotors. What I've decided to do, rather than cut this into two pieces, keep it as one. I'm hoping I can go around the whole edge to put a step in the whole edge to give that bit of strength, and then roll beads up it to give it some rigidity that way as well. Right, I think that's the plan. So we've got a step in all the way around there, and then just straight beads along here. I think that will give us a bit of strength and make it look half about as well. Let's give it a test run on this piece first to see if I'm happy with the roller setup. Yes, that'll give us a suitable step. Right, next thing I'm going to check is just do a dry run round, make sure I can get around everywhere I want to go. That's going to be okay. It wobbling over there might be an issue, so see what we can use to stop that from happening. Maybe it'll stay there. Let's try it first and see what happens. going to polish that side off first. Right, come back to that. Right, and it's surprising how much strength that puts in that. Okay, I'll swap the guides over, the dies over, and put some straights into this now. Gone off a little bit on a tangent there. 1, 2, 3. Right, let's give that a whirl. Super! That's given us bulkhead that we can use. A bit of a twist on it, but that's straighten up hopefully as we put it onto the car. Lovely. Alright, next thing to do is trim these out and tip these up. And I don't want to use all of this lip here, I just want to have a couple of flanges like it had originally, sort of one there, somewhere, one in the centre here, somewhere, one over the end here. So I'll figure that out. I think what I'll do next is get this jigsaw to cut that out on the other side and tip those over, and then see what we do with that. But I'll finish with that. I won't bother using that for tipping these. I find it easier to do that with a little spanner. There's our completed bead rolling done. So that's tidy. Happy with that. Super. Okay, that's turned those up nicely. Next challenge is to see if it fits in the car. Right, let's find out. Yes, it does. Fits very snuggy indeed. Okay, let's give you an idea what it looks like inside the car properly. Now I'm changing my mind on whether to turn this flange in here or just leave it, plug weld it straight to the car. There's a couple of bumps underneath there which I'd have to sort of bump around, but I think it'd be a better job just plug welded straight to there and plug welded along the top and around there as well. That means I don't have to cut that flange off there or mess around with trying to turn it around. I just leave it flat as it is. In fact, I think I've just talked myself into it. Right, so I've marked off either side of where the bumps are. I think I just tap these forward so they'll avoid them. And we'll use our trusty old vise to do that with. go to Halford's Finest now and leave it set, and then we'll plug weld it onto the car. Righto then, the primer's dry, let's get it welded into place. Right, that's it all spot welded in place. Had some difficulties down here with my welder. I think the time of day, I've mentioned this in a previous video, sometimes time of day really messes up the weld, so I had to just give up and come back at a later time. So we're all spotted in now. It's thankfully there was nothing wrong with the welder, so everything's working fine. So just grind that back up now and give that a coat of paint and jobs are good. Right, here we go. So a bit of paint in it. Knock the heads off the plug welds, and that's just dandy. That's filled in that gap quite nicely. Right, that's that done. So we've got the bulkhead now finished and complete and made, and filling that gap nicely. So that's another job ticked off the list. So hopefully, I think that's all the jobs I need to do now, so I can get the car back on its side and seam seal and paint up at least to an under seal level, the Raptor type coat I've got for it, a Gravitex, that's the one I got. Get that on there, and we should be able to get the car back as a rolling shell, which is going to be a big help. Apart from motivation, it's going to be me have to move it in and out the garage and move it around a little bit to help the thing. So that's good news. So hopefully that's the last of the welding done. Everything from here on in, including gearbox mounts and engine mounts and the like, are going to be bolt in. So I'll fabricate them and make a way of bolting them onto the shell. So that's all good news. So it's a massive step forward. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you don't already, and don't forget to hit the like button and comment and so on and so forth to keep the old YouTube algorithm happy, because that's what it's all about apparently. I don't really understand how these things work. They just make content and stick it on, but hey ho, I know nothing. So thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.